incoming Deputy CFO at Great Ormond Street Hospitals, and I'm a sponsor.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lawrence. I'm Associate Director in Finance at the Kent and Midway NHS and Social Care Partnership Trust. I'm a sponsor and here today to extol the virtues.
I became a sponsor probably about 2 years ago, and what I really want to achieve is give something back, because I didn't come through the ranks in the NHS. I joined at quite a senior level at Associate Director, but in my previous life I've had some real support at very pivotal moments in my career, and I think that's necessary everywhere, and that's why I want to participate in this program.
I've been working now for over 40 years. I've done 27 years in the banking industry, and I've now done 15 years in the NHS. It's, to me, a question of giving back and sharing all the knowledge and experience that I have gathered over, I say nearly half a century, I suppose. And in my mind, it's about my succession plan for those people coming up the ranks and trying to get up that finance ladder. And it is really just saying to myself, what can I do to help others? So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I suppose it's really traits. What you're looking for is people that really are passionate about finance, passionate about their careers, a willingness to listen, not necessarily to learn, but to take something out of what I'm trying to give them in the way of education. So it's not, when I say education, it's not necessarily about how you complete a spreadsheet, how you do month-end, how you do year-end. I'm looking for other things to help them with. So it's almost more about personality, the way they may express themselves, the way they may present themselves. It's those types of other add-ons that we need to actually do our job.
So I've talked to quite a few people, and not all of them have gelled with me in the way that we're working together. And what I'm looking for in a sponsee is somebody who has a clear idea of what they want to work on, or has a clear goal, or has something they want to overcome. I think I work better when I have a clear sense of what I can add to that relationship, rather than a general, shall we say, dissatisfaction. I can't make that better, but I can help work with somebody who has a clear idea what they want to achieve.
I have two sponsees, and my first sponsee was a young lady who was a band 2, and bearing in mind I haven't been a band 2 for 40 years, that's quite a big gap for me to get across. But she was lacking in self-confidence. She wouldn't make eye contact with me. She was well qualified, but she really needed that support. And in the 2 months between our first 2 meetings, she'd been on a sponsee meeting, she'd stood up, she'd presented her journey so far, she shared with the audience, and she came back to me and told me what she'd done. And you can see by my face, it's magnificent to hear that someone's taken all of that advice and has grown as an individual. And yeah, it's even now talking to you, the hairs on the back of my neck.
Yeah, so I have my current sponsee, and we've worked together for about 3 to 4 months, so not very long, even though this is meant to be like a two-year thing. And I've invited her to a senior networking event in London for senior women. And I thought that was really great to see her, because we didn't spend very much time together on the day, and she was just off networking and making connections, and it was really nice to see. But I thought that was, for me as well, it felt really good that I was able to get her into that, and then she just did super well. She didn't need me at all.
Each sponsee is different, so you have to tailor what you have to tailor what you're going to say, what you're going to advise. People say you listen to someone, hear what they say. It's a great thing. There's a big difference between listening. It's all those skills that you learn as a manager, as you've progressed, and you're trying to share with them. So there are techniques that we learn on our journey that I'm trying to do and instill in their journey. And as I say, everybody's a little bit different. So you have to be mindful of that. You know, someone said to me yesterday, there's no set method. And I think that's great what they said. No set method in what you do. So you're looking for those, as I said, those little insights into their life and what they want to do, and you tailor your responses and the way that you share your knowledge accordingly.
So I know there's different ways of doing it. I know different models work differently. People meet regularly. We meet once a month, but that's all driven by my sponsees. So I'd be very happy to do that differently. But currently we meet once a month remotely. But like today, she said today, for example, in person, we catch up where we can in person as well. I have to be honest, I don't think I've had a major challenge as a sponsor just yet, because I'm in this new sponsor-sponsee relationship for like 4 months. So I can't really say I have a major challenge. No.
For me, the location is difficult. I'm quite lucky. I have one sponsee that is only 10 miles away and is in my local trust. I'll touch on that again in a second. I have another sponsee that's 120 miles away. So that's really very, very difficult. We've met on Teams and we're meeting, funny enough, next week again on Teams. But I've had that commitment, made that commitment that we will meet within the first 6 months face to face. So I'm going to go down. I live in Kent, he lives in Berkshire, so we're going to make that connection. So that's tough to do, because I'm an extrovert, I'm very animated, and sometimes that doesn't come across on the screen. Very passionate about what I do. The sponsee that's 10 miles away, she actually works at a trust where I worked for 8 years. And so she's had a little bit of feedback from ex-colleagues, which fortunately for me has been good. The last 8 months, as a senior manager, I've definitely grown. I wanted to do a lot more. I'm probably a little bit more too vocal, I suppose, in meetings or summits and conferences. But I actually want to go out and ask questions. You know, I met a sponsor this morning, never met him before. We had that 15-minute conversation and both left with smiles on their faces. That to me is what I'm getting back into. And I hope they are too.
I think it's really important to speak to some of our more junior staff, because in very senior roles we don't often, I think about or appreciate that half of our workforce is band 2 to 6 in finance, and they are our future leaders, and many of them are leaders already, but they will be our future leaders, and they need a little bit of help, and it just makes a more varied and fulfilling working life, really. So that's what I get out of it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Laura.